So good morning to my dear students. Today I want discussing about one of the important examination point of view question. So without this question, we can't expecting that computer organization question paper, micro operations in register. So basically, before start of this topic, for example, I want discussing about a general topic. For example, today you have the practical in the computer organization. If you want to go to computer lab, then you are simply select the one system. When you switch on that system, automatically in the CPU, internal CPU, the power will be punctuated or functioning with some kind of circuits. Means what? We have to activate the particular and different kind of categories in the CPU. If I want to convert my input data into output data, so between input and output, we have to simply depends on process. The process is called as CPU. But the CPU, when you have to generate the power to the CPU, automatically internally all the different categories will be activated by the power. Means, as per CPU, there are mainly three units are there: memory unit, control unit, and arithmetical and logical unit. But in the control unit is a very, very important factor is there. Why? Because if you want to function in the different kind of categories in the CPU, that activation is taken by this platform. It is called control unit. Means control unit is not only particular area to activate any kind of data with help of remaining components. Primarily, in the CPU, the control unit will be accessing or activate the entire components in the CPU with help of the BIOS system. That is called basic input-output system. But the BIOS system will be activated by the one kind of power generation. Without power generation, how it is possible to activate the BIOS? There is no activation of BIOS. It is not possible to open that remaining components. Means the power generation or activation depends on the particular area is called micro operations. ఇవి ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయండి మామూలుగా అంటే బిట్వీన్ ద రిజిస్టర్స్, బిట్వీన్ ద కెపాసిటర్స్, బిట్వీన్ ద సర్క్యూట్స్, బిట్వీన్ ద లాజికల్ సర్క్యూట్స్. Where I am simply provide the line to the particular component means that line only taken by the responsibility. But the line will be provided by the particular person is called micro operation. Micro means small. Small or line is there. Through that line, we can simply generate the power to the particular component. You know the register. Register means what? We can simply store the information. Store the information. If by using the register, I want to transmit the particular data or information to the one place to another or one register to another register. But the transmission is taken by the logical circuits. Logical circuits or depends on micro operations. There is no micro operations. There is no meaning of register. There is no meaning of logical circuits. So you can simply say that micro operation is similar to nerves in the human body. How the blood will be circulated to the different kind of organs, that like different kind of components will be activated by this kind of nerve system. The nerve system in the CPU is called micro operations. The micro operations. So That like imagination, we can simply discussing about what is a micro operation and how many types are there and what are the different roles of the different kind of micro operations in the registers. Is clear, no? Here I am giving small information is there. A micro operation refers to the smallest task performed by the CPU's control unit. Just I told. So control unit is the only performer to perform the particular activation methods to all the categories in the CPU. According to computer organization, the micro operations are classified into mainly four types. Number one, register, transfer, microsystem. Number two, arithmetical or arithmetic micro operations. Number three, logical micro operations. Number four, shift micro operations. That is one of the important interview question in the future. The classification of micro operations are mainly classified into four categories. Number one, register transfer micro operation, arithmetic micro operations, logical micro operation, and shift micro operations. So, based on these four categories, we can simply provide the particular power generation to the remaining components and what is called equipments. Here, I'm writing this. Already you have the experience about the previous topic, register transfer language, RTL. Already I told how the data was transmitted from the one register to another register. The arrow indicates for what. Everything will be discussed. So please don't neglect the subject. Uh, Take a lot of reviews before go to the next topic means just to take a small rewind and review on the previous topic also. Here I am writing as per my knowledge. As per my knowledge, as per my information, I have to produce the information like this. Register transfer micro operation used to describe, very, very important factor is there. Describe the functioning of a digital circuit. డిజిటల్ సర్క్యూట్స్ అంటే డిజిటల్ సర్క్యూట్స్ని ఫంక్షనింగ్ చేయడానికి మనకంటూ ఒక స్పెషల్ మైక్రో ఆపరేషన్స్ కావాలి. ఏంటది? రిజిస్టర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ మైక్రో ఆపరేషన్స్ and more specifically the transfer of information between the register. Not only this, we can simply transfer the data from one register to another register is also. That is a primarily. But basically, I'm looking at functioning of a digital circuit. A register means it is a collection of flip-flops. Flip-flops means already you have some experience about what is the flip-flop is there and how many types of flip-flops in that logical circuits and computer organization and computer architecture. Everything will be discussed once you imagine here. And a flip-flop means collection of sequence circuits which include a bit like 0 and 1 is there. The inputs will be taken as 0 and 1. 0 means what is the output is will be expected, and 1 means how the data was output was displayed when we are taking the input as a 1. Arithmetic means arithmetic automatically you have to simply imagine arithmetic operations like a addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, by the experience of the previous topics, arithmetic means combination of four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Is clear now? So how data, how two registers are adding both with each other and make a new register. It is part of addition is there, and a minus subtraction for what we can simply remove the common elements in the both, and we can simply get a new result is called as a difference. But as for computer organization, we can simply imagine here. So, as per my knowledge, I simply write here, arithmetic or micro operations are the basic building blocks of arithmetic operation performed by a computer's central processing unit. You know, these micro operations are executed on the data stored in the register, which are small high-speed storage units within a CPU. You know, the register is called like a container to contain the valuable data or information, whatever sent by the particular previous register is there, no? But here, I'm writing here, it is called basic building blocks of arithmetic operations. Nothing but what is the block is there? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division blocks. So all operations are not equal. Why? Because we are getting the output. We are getting the output. When you apply the plus means different, minus means different, multiplication means different, and division means different. Means four operations will be take their own responsibility to provide the result with a simple platform is called arithmetic. We are getting the result. Our aim is to get a wonderful result. మనకి అవుట్పుట్ రావాలండి. అవుట్పుట్ రావాలి, కానీ ఆ అవుట్పుట్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఎలా రావాలి అంటే ఒక డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేషన్స్ మనం అప్లై చేసుకోవాలి. ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 2 మైనస్ 1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 ఆన్సర్ అండి. 3 మైనస్ 2 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 ఆన్సర్ అండి. ఇక మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు? యూ కెన్ సింప్లీ చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ ద వాల్యూస్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 3, బి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2, then a minus b is equal to 1. Answer is 1. Why? Because 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 is there. At the same time, I am taking a is equal to 10, b is equal to 9, a minus b is equal to 10 minus 9 is equal to 1 answer. Our aim is to get a output. But what is the numbers? What is the inputs? I don't know. But I am simply apply the minus between the subtraction between the two values. But aim is to get a wonderful answer. That is called output. Here I am writing here the basic building blocks of arithmetic operation performed by the computer central processing unit. Logical. What is called arithmetically and logically, ALU in the CPU. In the మీరు already for last UG section నేర్చుకున్నారండి. What is the purpose of ALU? Arithmetic and logical unit. Arithmetic operations ఉపయోగించుకొని మన లాజికల్ ఆపరేషన్ చేయడాన్ని ALU అంటారు. Is clear no? There is arithmetic is there, here is a logical is there. By using both operators, you can simply apply the particular input, then at last you get a wonderful answer. That is called output. But I'm writing here, these micro operations are executed on the data storage or data stored in the registers, which are a small data kavachandi, big data column, small high speed storage units within a CPU. Duty is nothing but you can simply make some kind of operation. That is small data, big data, I don't know. We can perform arithmetic operations on the numerical data which is stored inside the register. Very careful is there. ఎందుకు అంటే ఈ arithmetic operations అనేది purely mathematical operations. Mathematics means we can play with the numerical values. We can do something, we can apply some kind of operations between the two numerical values. Yes or no? Mathematics means it is simply subject. We are play with the subject with the numerical data, not a text data. It's clear now. But I am writing here in the register where the numerical values are there, we can simply identify the particular numerical values and apply these arithmetic operations. At last you get a wonderful answer. That is called output. For example, I am choose that numerical values from the R1 and R2. Add these two means we get a new, that is called R3. R1 minus R2, we get a R3 is there. Like that in the set theory, A minus A plus B, A union B is equal to C. A minus B is equal to C. A plus B is equal to C. C is the new answer, output. Then the value in the register R1 is added to the value in the R2. Then the sum is transferred into register R3. R3 is a new value. Then I'm going to here and what is addition, subtraction, increment, decrement, and multiplication and division is there. So addition means what? This micro operation adds two values together and store the result in a register. Subtraction means the micro operation subtracts one value from another and store the result in the register. Increment means increase, plus. మీరు సి అండ్ సి ప్లస్ రాస్తారు కదండి, ఇంక్రిమెంట్ ఆపరేటర్ ప్లస్ ఐ ప్లస్ డిక్రిమెంట్ మైనస్ I. Increment nothing but arithmetically this micro operation adds 1 to the value in the register. 1 is there, plus 1 is equal to 2. Means incrementing or increasing. Decrementing nothing but this micro operation subtract 1 from the value in the register. That is called R1 arrow, R1 minus 1, R1 plus 1 is called increment, minus 1 is called decrement. Multiplication. This micro operation multiples two values together and store the result in the register or storage. This micro operation divides. What is it? Which operation is there? That is called division. Divides one value by another and store the quotient, means result, and remainder in separate registers. What is the remainder? What is the quotient? Both are different. Automatically, they are simply stored in the concerned registers are there. So this is called a small information about what is the arithmetical micro operations. Then I'm going to next one is the logical micro operations. Very wonderful information is there. In CPU, control unit takes the responsible to control the data by using various logical circuits. That we చెప్పానండి, beginning చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా. That time the micro operations will be controlled by logical gates. లాజికల్ సర్క్యూట్స్ ఎలా అయితే మనకు కావాల్సిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ని కంట్రోల్ చేస్తుందో, వెరిఫై చేస్తుందో, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం లాజికల్ సర్క్యూట్స్ అనేవి లాజికల్ గేట్స్ పైన డిపెండ్ అయి ఉంటాయి. ఏంట లాజికల్ గేట్స్? అండ్ ఆర్ నాట్. అండ్ మీన్స్ వాట్? performs a logical AND operation on two values and store the result in a register. OR means simply perform a logical OR operation on the two values and store the result in the register. Not means reverse. For example, input 0 means automatically 1 will be accepted. 1 means 0 will be accepted. Reverse the bits of a value and store the result in a register. So logical gates, if you have some doubts, means just you rewind the logical gates also. And last one is called shift microsystems or micro operations. I'm writing here. What is microsystems? There are mainly three types of shift micro operations: logical shift, arithmetical shift, and circular shift. Shift means we can simply passing from one place to another. Transmission, one place to another, moving from one location to another location. That is called shift. Based on this word sentence, we can simply write and discuss about logical shift means what? A logical shift micro operation involves moving the bits of data in a register. Register ఏముంటాయని మామూలుగా బిట్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, bits of data in a register either to the left or right, with zeros being introduced in the empty position. When I'm taking input 0 means always you get in the 0 values. That is, the 0 is called empty positions. Arithmetic. The arithmetic shift of micro operation moves the signed binary number either to the left or to the right position. It's clear now. We are moving from left to right to left. There is no change of your position is there. That is called arithmetic shift is there. And circular means what? The circular shift circulates the bits in a sequence of the register around both ends without any loss of information. When the register 1 is perfected by the data, it is possible to sending the data to the remaining register. అంటే రిజిస్టర్లో ఏ ఒక్క బ్లాక్ మనకి ఎంటీగా ఉన్నా కూడా అప్పుడేమవుతుందండి, it is not possible to transfer. When it is fulfilled all the blacks in the register, it is possible to shifting the data to the remaining or other registers are there. So this is a small information about micro operations, different kind of micro operations, and what is the cause of these micro operations. Very, very important examination point of view question mark. So please take a lot of reviews after you realize. After you realize, please write this information in your notes. You know, every updated notes carries 25 marks in the practical examination. I hope all of you received the valuable information from this class. We take a number of reviews up to you realize. Thank you. Thank you very much.